may be at church. You may be at work. You may be asleep. God grant that you will be ready when he makes his personal appearance. My God, what if his appearance occurs on a Sunday morning? My prophetic word to you this morning is get ready! Get ready!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Share, subscribe, like this video. Make sure you put your prayer requests in the bottom. Everybody out there's had a pleasant day, a pleasant Saturday, still cold, but I think the thaw's coming and it should start tomorrow. There's some very urgent news coming in. I think we need to discuss it. We've told you about all these things happening around the world, and there's a lot that's going on, and how we know that the rapture is coming. By all these things. The world itself is literally at a crossroads. The world is getting ready for war. Most of the world, as you know it, doesn't even know that it's happening. They're oblivious to what's going on underneath their feet. 2 major earthquakes again, and 1 major one tonight in Brazil. God has already started, how do we say it, ringing the alarm bells. The rest is for us to understand it, those who are willing to hear the warning and be ready and prepare, and those who will just absolutely not care and don't want to hear this at all. We've been watching movements of military now for months, moving to and fro, and I'm talking billions of dollars worth of equipment, including half of our naval force has been moved to the Mediterranean in Europe. This is the biggest movement of military ships since World War II. Now, as we told you, the 4 blood moons never lie. They've marked every world war. This one will not be no different. This is a sign. You either listen to God or you can listen to the media. The choice is yours. The 4 blood moons always tell us something big is coming. It has every time. Every time it marks the beginning of a world war. This world war is a lot different from the others. The technology, just like God said in the last days, would increase. It would change. We have went from just 200 basically years of just going from horse and buggy to the equipment we have today. The world's advanced. Missiles that can lock in on you no matter where you are in your house and only take you out in the living room where you're at. These god-awful weapons are being moved around the world, including the Sarmat missile. It was on the move today. 1 missile that can destroy the state of New York City. Not just the city, the whole state. The Poseidon missile that will lay in dormant for up to 6 to 8 months, laying on the ocean floor, and when it goes off, a tsunami of radiation that will blanket the East Coast or West Coast. And these weapons will be used very soon. Many people will not believe me, and they won't up until it's too late. But these weapons will be used in World War III. We've seen the aftermath of it, many of us. That's why it's so important that we get people on that ark, including family members, friends, and everyone. As I come to you tonight, I'm going to stress once again how important it is and how little time we have. I'm not one of those that stray or try to sugarcoat things. That's not what I do here. We have to get ourselves ready and get people on that ark. The time is running out. The news each and every day gets worse. It's not getting no better. The world is getting ready for war. And the more I look into the East Coast, and towards Europe. Our military knows that as well, and they're preparing for it. We're sending billions of dollars of equipment. It's not going over there for something to break out into peace. It's just not. They know what's coming. The elites are planning the end. God knows this. God's always 10 steps ahead. Lucifer has literally convinced a bunch of elite, wealthy people that we're the enemy. And a world war wouldn't hurt. It would get rid of half the population and the world would be better for it. This is how they think. This is why they're building bunkers. This is why they're hoarding medicines and foods and moving to little islands in the middle of nowhere. Many won't see it. You can tell them and they just believe that nothing's ever going to happen. But God's tried. 7 years ago, we got the first Revelation 12 sign. 7 years later, there's going to be an eclipse on April the 8th. All these things are warnings that the end is coming. The choice is yours to either believe it. If you're lost, you're betting on your soul for eternity. It's a big bet. Satan will convince you that you got plenty of time, just like he's convinced the church. That's why the church has become worthless in the last days. That's why they're no longer anything to help God. God's using people on YouTube that don't even have a church affiliation to spread the word that the end is coming, while the church has no clue, and they don't want to know. They're too busy in their wealth to even care. Many's going to tell you there's a great revival coming. It's a lie. It is not coming. The only great revival left is ones for the tribulation saints once we leave. Time has run out on that. The church buried itself in the sand just like everybody else did and let Satan take over everything, the government, the schools, and even the church. They did nothing. They sit back and let it happen. They choose not to teach grace anymore or anything that Paul taught. They've chosen to teach another gospel, a gospel before the gospel of the church, the grace period, and they will suffer for it dearly. The choice is yours today of how you want to react to this information and prepare yourself. And for those that are saved, all you got to do is basically just get people on the ark. That's your job. That's why you're put here. Each one of you that thinks, oh, I'm not important, I don't have anything to do, you're in the most important time in history. You've got plenty to do. You can either go hide or you can fight. The choice is yours. I'm going to choose to fight until we're gone. Jesus fought for me. He fought for you. So what are you going to do about it? Now the news tonight coming out of Yemen. We've already told you that this is going to play a major role in the Psalms 83 war, and it will. And it's starting to heat up. Now this news that came in tonight says the U.S. to commence a large-scale military operation. The United States will commence a large military operation against the Houthis in Yemen with no end goal or end date established. And that basically, we're going to war with Yemen. U.S. forces have already been moved for the operation, according to the covert intel. Yemen sources, the group representing the Houthis is considering implementing a plan. It's called the Al-Qaeda Triangle, I think, by closing all three of the Middle East main waterways. The Strait of Hormuz, and the Suez Canal, as shown. Now, if they manage to clamp down these three canals, the world as you know it's going to change real quick. Understand what I'm saying here. Gas and oil will skyrocket. Economies will fail. This is something we've been watching for. And the Houthis are finally getting ready to try to do it. This is going to change everything. Everything as we know it, including with Iran. People, when you're talking about gas and natural gas and everything that comes out of these three straits, this is something else to behold. This has caused world wars before. and it's about to do it again. Another warning that God has given us when he didn't have to. He didn't have to warn you. He didn't have to warn me. He didn't have to lay all this out for us. Did not have to. We need to thank him each and every day that he's gracious enough to let us know these things are coming, because these are very important events that now we're starting to see unfold finally. About a fifth of the volume of the world's total oil consumption passes through the Strait of Hormuz on a daily basis. An average of 20.5 million barrels a day of crude oil, condensate, oil products pass through the Hormuz on January to September 2023. Data from analysis from the Vortex has showed. The Banib is a small geographic choke point in the Red Sea with an outsized influence on world affairs. It is also a key to control almost all shipping between the Indian Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea via the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal is a man-made waterway connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Indian Ocean via the Red Sea. It enables a more direct route for shipping between Europe and Asia, effectively allowing the passage from the North Atlantic to the Indian Ocean without having to circumvent the African continent. 16.6% of all global goods shipped pass through the canal. If the Houthis in Yemen carry out this plan, this triangle plan, it's not coincidence, it's a triangle. It's not. It's another sign. All these things are right in front of us, letting us know what's coming. So the entire global economy would be hit very hard and fast. Supply chains will collapse within days. And I do mean days, not weeks. Days. People today don't understand that because they're used to the world, America making things. And if these things happen, America don't get hurt. But that's not the case now. The world is dependent on each other. That's how the food chains work now. Everything. If one collapses, they all do. And that leads to world war. Fighting over supplies. Oil, gas, food, water. We see these things coming. And the rapture happens before they do. If you really want to truly know how close we are. I've seen people in the comments, oh no, it's not 2024, it's not 2025. These people are oblivious to anything. And you can't talk to them. The world will not be like it is in 2025, people. This spring, the world's armies are gathering to go at it. Okay? Understand. We've been watching them move all this equipment. They didn't move it over there for the fun of it. You don't move this massive amount of nuclear weapons for no reason. That's right. Nukes are on the move too. You better wake up. The world is dying. Listen to me very clearly. And look into my eyes. We're not playing around. This world is on the verge of fire. And it's coming very quickly. You can either hide, put your head in the sand, or get people on that boat. The choice is yours. But we're running out of time to do it. We got to start spreading the word that this clock is ticking down. All the signs are there, people. They're all there. And the Bible plainly says when we see these prophecies start to take place, well, that's already happened. It started in September. The church is not going to tell you that. Other people are not going to tell you that because they don't want to let go of the earth. But I'm here to tell you, the earth is counting down. And it's going to end violently very soon, the way things are going. These people are not going to stop until the world's on fire. The elites behind all this are just as bad, and they don't care. They've got their bunkers ready. You don't. They've got their food set aside for 5 to 6 years. You don't. Can you see what's coming? We've told you each and every day that it draws near each and every day. The way this is setting up, by spring, the world's armies will be on the move like we've never seen. And like I've told you many times, I do believe that they are on the move They will make their move before the 2024 election. They have to. They won't give a chance for a Trump or anybody else to get in there. The government's weaker than it's ever been. And now is the time, and they all know it. That's why they're all meeting together. That's why North Korea went to Russia. That's why China went to Russia. That's why Iran went to Russia. All the proxies that seem to have attacked Israel also appeared in Russia before this happened. Coincidence? You better quit saying coincidence, because it's going to smack you in the face very soon. Listen, we don't want to see anybody left behind. This is getting out of control, and it's not getting any better. The flame gets worse each and every day. Now, we have nothing to fear. We're going home. All we got to do now is just get people on that boat while we can. But listen to me very clearly. As Noah said it in the beginning, there's a flood coming. This time there is a flood coming. It's a tsunami of fire like you've never seen. The world has never seen a nuclear war, but it's coming. It's coming quickly. These people don't care to fight a nuclear war now. That's why you see the rhetoric. Well, I'll nuke you, you nuke me, I nuke you. That's why everybody changed their policies. Used to be, you had to nuke somebody before they could react. That's all gone. Do you understand this? America changed this law. First thing Biden did when he come in was change the law to where we can strike somebody first. That's never happened in American history. Biden made that happen. Not only did he make that happen, he changed the people in the silos. He put his own people in. Got these people that's been in there for 20, 30 years in the underground with these silos and put his own people in. You think they did that for no reason? You better wake up. World War III is happening, with or without your permission. It's coming. How do I know this? The Bible's told me so. Jesus told us the signs of the last days. They're all there. And then you're going to say, well, they've said that forever. Yeah, but the thing is, they thought everything was there a long time ago. But not only till now does the technology that Jesus talked about exist. It only exists today. What do you think started happening in 2019? You think CB just come out of nowhere? No. That was the first sign that the world was ending. That was it. That was the first sign. Has it changed since then? No, it hasn't. It's gotten worse and worse. Yeah, you can go out in public now, for now. But they're planning deeply behind the scenes. That was a test run. The next one will be permanent. That's why Jesus is coming to get us. He knows what they're doing. He knows what's coming. Lucifer has taken the world, people. You can either believe that or not. What you're seeing out there is not country versus country. This is not United States versus Yemen. This is Lucifer. The war in heaven has commenced as of October the 7th. And it's happening down here too. And it's not going to get better. We all know how this is going to unfold. The Bible tells us. And it's not going to end very well for those that are lost. You're running out of time. This event is going to trigger a lot of things. And I don't think they can stop it. This is out of control, and it's only going to grow and grow like a cancer, and it's not going to stop. The world is coming to an end. We've told you now since end of 2022, and we've given everybody, God's given them ample time to get on the boat. And he's still giving us warning after warning. But eventually those warnings will stop, and you won't see us again. We'll be gone, along with all the children and the infants around the world. Those who tell you there's no rapture, that's because Lucifer took the rapture out. That was the first thing he said after. And I'll tell you why. The rapture is very important for so many reasons. The restrainer has to be removed. Lucifer knows this. He hates the rapture. That's why first thing he did was go after it in the church. And he won. He took the rapture out. Made people believe it's not there, even though Paul absolutely taught it. So then he turned the world against Paul and the Jews. Lucifer's done his job. He's convinced many people there's no rapture, but there is quite going to be a rapture very soon, and the world's going to be shocked. He's like, well, Chris, you're very confident. Yeah, because the word tells me so. Those who say it don't, well, it's there, and they know it, but they don't rightfully divide, and they don't truly want to know the truth. They want to hang on to the world. Do you want to hang on to this world? Is this where you want to be? You don't want to be in heaven with Jesus? You don't want to meet him in the clouds? He knows your heart. The choice is yours. We don't see anybody left, but we know there's going to be a lot. People, the start of World War III, I've said it over and over, has already begun. It truly began on October the 7th. You just don't know it yet. World War II is exactly the same way. It had started over a year before anybody even realized it had already started. World War III has already begun. It's already happening. Now, with all this, the price of oil would likely skyrocket over $300 a barrel. You don't want me to do the math on what gas would be. And not only that, our reserves, the Bidens have literally drained the reserves. It's all part of this plan. It's all part of it. And it's happening in real time. Now, they're saying it's because Israel won't stop dropping 2,000-pound bombs. Has nothing to do with that. Has nothing to do with that at all. This is Satan declaring war upon the people of earth, the Christians and the Jews. That is what you're seeing outside of your house right now. That's what's happening. The choice is yours. The media will tell you this. Most of these resources will tell you it's Israel's fault because they work for Lucifer. He controls the media. Convince half the church that it's the Jews' fault. But I'm here to tell you, the King of all Jews is about to come mop this mess up. You better be on the right side. Thank you all for bringing me into your household. This is pretty big news and we got to keep an eye on it. But listen to me very clearly. Our time here is completely running out so quickly I can't even keep up with it. Be aware, Iran has already said they want revenge against Israel, and they're going to get it over what happened this morning in Damascus. It's escalating and escalating, and all we can do is warn you that you're running out of time. God bless each and every one of you. If I don't see or hear from you again, I'll see you in heaven. Thank you once again for tuning in to Global Rapture Watchers, where we do daily updates here on YouTube, letting you know that we're one day closer to our Lord and Savior coming back. Thank you for all the support for this channel. This channel was created for God's sheep, those that are waiting for their Lord and Savior to come back and get us in these last days. We do updates once to 2 times a day here on YouTube. Thank you for all your support for the channel. God bless each and every one of you.